Hello and welcome to MGP363. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 And how are we all on this fine week? This is the first time in a month that we've done a proper normal podcast.
I was confused. I could have sworn the last one we did was 364 and you just said 363.
Look, Pab gives me the numbers. If he's getting them wrong, then that's all on him.
It could well be wrong,
No,
but it's not. It's 363 is right, because we didn't count Google's That Guess isn't a numbered show.
But we've got a small army of people doing the MGP366 challenge.
And as I keep explaining to you, by the time they get there, there'll be 366 episodes. They're doing one a day, starting from one.
But why did we tell them to start it when we hadn't even finished it?
Because we knew before they got to the end, we'd have got to the end. We have confidence in our own abilities.
Yeah, but
I'm confident, Sheepdog, by the end of the year, we will have done 3 more podcasts.
Not if we all burst into flames. Got you there, haven't I, Professor Pab?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise we were in Twilight.
Our understudies will just take over if that happens.
So is that what's going to happen? Like, my wife, Pab's family, and your children are just going to...
Yeah, that's why I'm travelling to Manchester
mantle.
in June to recruit the rest of Pab's family.
You just called him Fat Pab.
No,
He's like,
I thought I misread that.
I went to call him Fab, but then remember that's not his name.
Pab, you're not fat.
He will be by then.
Oh, my word. This is just... People listening realise we've been online for over an hour. This is what it's been like this evening.
Pab's invited me round his house
No, he hasn't.
in June.
He has. I heard him say it. He did say, "Are you staying up here or not?"
Yeah, so I'm sleeping. I'm going for a sleepover at Pab's house in June, and we're going to do the podcast live on location from his dining room table with all his family sat there watching.
Oh my word!
We established before the show that Pab's family don't know he does a podcast. They don't know that he's doing one of the most listened to
They know I'm doing a
shows
podcast.
on
If
the internet.
anybody listening knows any of Pab's family, can you let them know that
Stop.
this is in the top 15 most listened to gaming podcasts in the history of United Kingdom gaming podcasts? It's kind of a big deal. Pab's family need to know about it. So if you know him or his family, just take a little bit of time out this weekend to let them know that Pab is a
What are
big
you
deal
doing?
and needs to be treated as such. I'm trying to ruin your day. little
Make sure
fella.
you let them know
Feels
that
like
he's the
it.
fat one as well, just in case they don't recognise who he is. He's the chubby one of the show.
Because if his family don't find out, I have promised I'm just going to start sending letters to him, letting them know what he's been up to. Pictures of him on stage at various places.
Oh my word!
You've done a panel at the UK's biggest gaming expo, for goodness sake.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, we did. Yeah,
He's so drunk he doesn't remember.
I was thinking, we didn't do one, did we, last year? I
We
couldn't
did
get
one
it
at
before,
EGX in 2018.
Yeah,
EGX.
we did.
You know, you're an international sensation. People from the world over know who Pab is.
I'm sure we do.
They do. Let us know if you are from somewhere in the world and know who Pab is. Tweet at Pab and say, Pab, I know who you are, and I live in.
What are
and then
you
finish
doing
that
to me?
sentence.
I'm suddenly thinking, I'm going to check Twitter now. See, my family have had the decency to go on Twitter and sign up as Sheepdog's mum, Sheepdog's dad. I'm wondering if Pab's dad and Pab's mum
That would be amazing. I want the Pab family on Twitter identifying themselves as such. This is going to be a TV show if it kills me, Pab. Or you.
At Pab's mum doesn't exist.
I don't think that.
I guarantee by 4 o'clock today it will. And it won't be any of us 4 who sets it up.
Why are you
It
doing this?
It depends what time Lee McElwain listens to the show.
There is an account called at I am Pab's dad.
Stop.
His name's RJ Tolentino.
Oh, you found me out. No.
Who else could it be?
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
going to check he doesn't follow you.
Now we know his real name.
I don't think he
Finally,
does.
we're getting somewhere.
It'd be amazing if he follows you. You carry on talking. Go about your business while I bring you down.
So, this has basically been the last hour of our lives. We didn't record any of it because...
Why would we?
Yeah, exactly. Why are we recording this bit? Nobody knows. I just felt like, you know what? today feels like a day where I'm going to mess with Pab a bit. So, messing with you a bit, Pab. Is that all right with you?
Kevin.
Not overly, but I'll live with it. Got used to it. Now I know.
There's a good boy. Anna, don't be defending him, or we'll switch targets and we'll pick on you.
You have
I'll
to
come and
live
live-
with me.
She's
I'll come and live
bold
with
enough
you.
that she'll just turn it all off and go to bed. Like that's why she's off limits. I learned very early she doesn't suffer it. Otherwise, we'd have been rinsing her for 10 years. But she just turns it off. I can't get past that. That's basically the only way to defeat me is to just not acknowledge me. It's my kryptonite. And she learned that very quickly. I think I cracked a joke and she just left. And I was like, right, that's it. Never again. Can't handle it.
I will never be funny again. And he stuck to it.
Whereas Kev was like, cracked a joke, she just left, and he was like, right, I'm moving you in. You're living with me.
Yeah, you won't get away.
I've got your son. You can't leave now.
I don't think I ever did the podcast at my old house.
We played Gears of War from there though with Sheepdog.
We have.
I probably said hello and you just disconnected. Waited until I apologised and then came back. And
So,
we've not gamed together since. Sorry, Kev, go on.
You will be sorry. So
Yeah,
in
we
the
did.
month
We
or
played Gears. A
see,
few.
Sheepdog apologises. Anna doesn't apologise. She just keeps on going. In the month since we've last done a proper podcast, has anybody played any games, or are we just going to carry on chatting about our past and continuing a conversation we had off air that makes sense to nobody?
I felt really guilty that all I'd done in the past month was play Pokemon Shield and then realised we haven't done a podcast since I started that. So there you go. But I have been playing the backside off of that. I've done nearly 50 hours of it, which for me...
There's not nearly 50 hours in that game.
You say that, right? And I would have thought so too, but actually I think it's helped by the fact that I've been playing it alongside Ollie, and he somehow, I mean, he's not played as many hours as I have, but somehow he at one point he had played a lot more than I had, and he wasn't very far, and we were agreeing to just not progress the gyms until we were both at each bit and so on and so forth. And then the other day I came home and he said he'd done all the gyms and was heading to the championship, and I had to just sit there one night and just catch up with the little monkey. But what I've been doing since is like breeding all the Pokemon you have to breed and like getting doubles of them so I can send them to him, so I don't have to figure out how to explain to him how they breed. And I don't have that kind of talk with a 7-year-old, and you know, figuring out which ones I have to trade and all of this. But we have about one fight left between us, and then early on when he'd played about 15 hours more than me and all his Pokemon were stronger, he beat me in a one-on-one battle. Well, I've been building a team so that when he's brazen enough to challenge me again, I'm just going to annihilate him and teach him a lesson.
Are you establishing yourself as his final boss, who he thought was his friend all the way through?
Exactly.
Have you basically turned into a Pokemon character?
Yes. But I'm going to help him out first. I'm going to help him prepare.
Yeah, that's what they always do. You're going to befriend him, help him through his adventure, always be there in his hour of need, and then right at the very end, oh, by the way, I'm the baddie. You have to fight me now to really win.
Might even get a
That's
throne.
basically Pokemon, isn't it?
I'll invite him to sit on the throne, and as he goes to sit down, I'm going to pull it out from under him and sit on it myself while he's on the floor, wondering what went wrong. I think that's the only way it should end. But no, it's been fantastic.
What if he's planning the same thing as you, though? What if he's also been building up his team to beat you with it?
Then that means that I'm the protagonist. I did actually say to him when I was kind of half letting him in on the fact I was going to annihilate him over the weekend. He did sort of, I can't remember what he said, and I said that basically makes you the hero and me the Gary Oak from the original TV series, which I'm okay with. He was more successful, if anything. But no, I was trying to say this game has been fantastic. I know I was a bit cynical about it before it came out, the whole Dexit thing, the fact that they were getting rid of them all. But where I am, like right at the end, I've caught something like 280 Pokemon out of the 400 that are in it. And I'm looking at that thinking, where the hell are the other 120? Like, I don't even know how I'm going to get them. That just seems like a lot of effort. I'm going to do it because I'm broken like that. I enjoy that bit of it. But, yeah, I've been everywhere. I don't know where they are. I don't know
Well,
where
there's expansion, isn't there, coming out?
Well, yeah, I was going to get to that. That was announced yesterday. They're doing the Armour Islands and the Crown of something. I can't remember what the last word on that was, but they're adding another 200 and something Pokemon to it. All the legends from all the other games. I think it's like 4 new legends, a few new Pokemon, and then like 200 returning ones. So this game could have 700 Pokemon in it by like the end of this year. And I'm actually regretting. I'm not regretting actually wanting it. I'm thinking I'm glad they didn't do that straight away. I'm in two minds because I'd have to pay 25 quid for the privilege of having the DLC of these extra things, but I've just done, as I say, nearly 50 hours of game for the first instalment. If the next instalment gives me even half that, even a quarter of that, is worth the 25 quid really. I'm slightly snookered that I have to pay for it for Ollie as well, but I don't know. He'll enjoy
Make him
it.
get a job.
I should. I might just make it his birthday present. That'll work.
That's the spirit.
But no, it's been fantastic. I think you were right when you said before catching 1,000 Pokemon just weren't going to be fun. I agree, and I think that the fact that I'll have the game completed over the weekend, I'll probably have the in-game decks completed before the end of the month, for sure. The fact that I can go back to it in June and do the new missions and complete it again, and then go back to it in like September, October and do it again, just seems brilliant. And if they make enough money out of those two, they're sure to make another island or whatever. They could actually put the Pokemon equivalent of Ireland in, couldn't they? And then just put the rest of the Pokemon there, and jobs are good and we're sorted. We can just go there, finish the game, have all 1,000 in it, and they've managed to make one instalment last a year and a half and make them 3 times the money, which seems very clever on their part, but not very good for my wallet. But
and then they'll never have to make another one because you'll have caught all of the Pokemon there are.
I'd be okay with that if they just said, yeah, we're going to stop now, and I had them all. That's a bit like I kind of live for a day that football just ends and I'm told Spurs came 5th or whatever, and I'm like, okay, brilliant. The whole of history, Spurs were number whatever, done. But that's not going to happen either, is it? Pokemon and football, never going to end.
What a strange review of a Pokemon game that turned into at the end there. Took a very weird turn,
Do you not hope for that one day football will finish?
Football
and
did
say,
end the day Chelsea were bought.
But you know, if they just announced
there.
football's over, Peterborough came 83rd, you'd just like, okay.
I'd be mortified at 83rd. We're League One through and through. We'd be like
to be fair,
68th.
All right, I've had like 3 massive gins. I can't count. I did a quick 30 times 3, whereas actually it's 20 times 3. But yeah, if they just told you finished 60th, would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I'm seeing where we actually do finish. There's an all-time league table online. So
that'd be bottom of League One, to be fair. You'd want to finish like 48th, wouldn't you? Top 50.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this one I'm looking at is wrong because there's only 65 teams in it. One of them is Glossop's North End. Posh aren't on it. I think this is incorrect. I might find a better one while you lot discuss other video games.
I'm pretty sure I haven't played any particularly in anger other than that, so I'm going to pass over to... I'm going to put Pab on the spot and pick him.
Okay. I'm ready to step in, Sheepdog. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. So while I have been away, while we have all been away, Kev has sent over this Google Stadia thing.
I have. Have you actually used it?
I have played. I've not played it much, but I have had a go. I vowed to give it a go and do the things that you wouldn't do. And yeah, Google Stadia. So I've played Destiny and I've played Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is one of the free games. No, it was one of the free games. Tomb Raider and Farming Simulator came free as well.
I'm claiming them now.
Yeah.
Onto the website.
Yeah.
I'll never play them.
No,
I'm setting a reminder for tomorrow to claim them on mine because I didn't know that they had any games free on it.
Like you said, what you do is what I did was I redeemed the code, set up my Google Stadia account, did all that sort of thing, claimed the games, and then just click Destiny and go, and it just worked with the controller. It's literally in a Chrome browser, and it works. It absolutely works. It was fine. Okay, so the things I was worried about was controls, whether there would be input lag, how it would feel, and what have you, and it was pretty much spot on. I didn't really notice any input lag. Didn't really feel. It felt like Destiny because I've also played a bit of Destiny, regular game on Steam, and it felt just pretty much exactly the same. The only thing that I felt was different was it felt like you're watching a video on YouTube. It felt, and it's pretty much what it is. That's realistically what it is. You're watching a streamed video, but the visual quality on it wasn't top notch. And I don't know what if I've got this 3-month subscription thing. I've got Pro, haven't I? That means I've got the Pro thing, isn't it?
So yours should be full high quality.
It should. But that's the thing. I don't know whether this is as high as it goes, or I went into settings because I felt like it didn't know what monitor I had, and it didn't know what resolution to put it out to. And basically, you go in settings, and it's just got like subtitles, like gamma and stuff like that to change the brightness. It doesn't let you change like any. There's no settings. There's practically zero like graphical settings at all because they've taken all that out of there. So I'm basically just stuck with the Google Chrome browser window at full screen, and it felt like I was watching a video, and it felt blurry to me, which is fine. Like I say, if you just want to if you just want to play because this service will be free in a few months' time, and you can play top end games without needing of a console or a high end PC, because you can just buy the games on Google Stadia and it will play. It won't look like you won't get 4K graphics out of it, but it played. You know what I mean? It played exactly like Destiny does. And this is the same thing with Tomb Raider. I've played about the first probably opening half an hour of Tomb Raider, and again the controls and everything was spot on. I was worried that, like, say, latency might have had an issue. Nothing wrong with it at all. But again, the video quality it felt, like I say, it felt like I was watching a video. It felt like I knew that I was not playing this on my PC, because it just felt like I say, like I was.
But then you've got the same issue that I had when I was testing Football Manager on it. You've got a high-end gaming PC, so it's not. And this was the biggest comment I got from my review video I did on it. It's not meant for people like you, Kev. You've got a good gaming PC. Why would you use this? This isn't for us. This is for people who don't have a good gaming PC, who want to be able to play games they wouldn't be able to play otherwise.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's for someone to be able to just, in a few months' time, this service will be free, and you can literally just buy a game on there and just go. You could play it on your laptop, you could play it on your iPad, you could play it on your phone, you could play it wherever you want.
If I Chromecast this from my laptop to my telly, is the lag going to be outrageous? Do you think?
You could do it straight from my laptop. You don't need to do it.
If you've got Chromecast on your telly, your laptop doesn't need to be involved.
Yeah, you just do it to a Chromecast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've got a Chromecast device, not the app. It's like I've got the thing that plugs in the back of it.
Yeah, that's all you need, and a controller.
You just need the Stadia app on there.
What kind of controller do I need? The Stadia controller, or can I use
controller? I think.
Potentially, but I don't know how it works with a Chromecast. So you might potentially need the Stadia controller for that.
I'm looking now at what right to use it with a TV. With a TV, the only one that works currently is the Stadia controller.
That's currently
if you're playing on PC, any controller works. But yeah, eventually you'll be able to use any controller. Through the telly.
I imagine so at some point. But yeah, it's a like I say, it's a solution to some. I mean, like I say, you can play any of these modern games on there, and they play realistically. From what I've played, they played fine. It's just the visual quality was considerably lacking. And it wasn't, Kev, the fact that it was like the graphics were on a low setting. That's not what I'm saying to you. It felt like I was watching a video that wasn't quite buffered all the way. So it was like slightly blurry, and it, like I say, it felt like a video. It just felt like I was watching Twitch effectively or something like that, and it wasn't like, say, the graphic fidelity itself of the game itself. It was fine. It's just yeah, it was. Like I say, if this works, like I say, I was skeptical. I was skeptical as to how this would play with Destiny, and I was almost positive that it wouldn't feel like Destiny, and I was wrong. It actually does play and feel like Destiny.
Well, there you go. Everyone has to go and buy a Stadia now.
The one thing I did notice, I went into the main public area that you go to, and it was pretty barren. There was next to nobody there.
Well, I don't know if I've said on the show. I know I said to Kev in private. A friend of mine has it for Football Manager for the same reason that Kev spoke about in the past, that it would be the best way to play it fast and everything. Yeah. And he got a little stat that said he was number 6 in the country for success at the game. And Kev had a quick look and he was, I can't remember now, you were relatively high as well.
I don't think I've finished the season on it.
Right.
I'll go into the game now and have a look. Oh, it's making Stadia noises at me.
And but it said that only a small, in the hundreds number of people had done a full season of the game on Stadia.
Yeah.
And I know that Football Manager is not going to have the most massive crowd, but it's also, this seems like it's perfect for Football Manager, so it should have a higher crowd than the shooter people.
Well, this is the thing though, Sheepdog.
Quickly reacting.
The thing is with this Sheepdog is, Football Manager you have to pay for. They are giving you Destiny. They are giving you Destiny, and everyone on there right now has Destiny to play, and yet it was pretty scarce of people. There were people there, but like I say, at the time I'd been dabbling in Steam Destiny at the same time, so I'd go into that public space, and there'd be at least 20 to 30 people in that area. Whereas on Stadia, there was probably less than 10. And I don't know whether that's just because, like I say, there's fewer people playing it. I don't know. I assumed it. Also, this game is also however many years old, so you're down to a core audience there as well. So if people aren't playing it, if they've not played it yet, there's a chance that, they're not going to play it, or they've already got it and they're playing it elsewhere. I don't know.
That makes sense. It's worrying to think, what are they playing then?
Well, that's it. That's it, because the lineup is pretty scarce, and it's all games that have been out for. There's very few games that have not been out for at least 2 years. It's a strange one with.
I suppose they're still in their early.
Well, they're not official. They're not. They're still in it's like a soft launch window, isn't it? The big free launch window is like March or April time, I think, something like that. So yeah,
I think the games need to kind of adapt to it as well. I was looking the other day, they had the what's it called? It's like the technology show in Vegas that happened.
CES.
Yeah, and was it AMD had a 64 core processor that could thread 128 cores essentially. And someone was saying to me, imagine playing on that. And I said, well, most of the games on Stadia don't work to what they should do. And Kev was looking at the 128 cores he had. It wasn't feasible to use them.
Football Manager's not built to use that. It can't access that many processors. Yeah.
But the fact that AMD are saying they're now selling that, it's like $4,000 a processor at the moment, the big one they've got. But the fact that that's now there, it makes me think that probably within a year or two, Football Manager will absolutely cater for that. And if they had another game like Destiny on there, it'd probably be a lot more likely to happen. I feel like we probably need to have the 5G home internet thing happen that people have been kind of dabbling with as well, because that's somewhere where I live. I was saying to Kev earlier, I physically can't get faster than 40 meg broadband. It's frustrating. I want faster. It's not there, but I'm holding out hope that 5G will fix that everyone will start getting that at home instead, and I'll never have to worry about stupid wires. But Stadia's not planning on the next 6 months. They're planning on the next 50 years, aren't they?
They are indeed. For your information, there are about 400 people on the Football Manager leaderboard on Stadia, and I am not one of them. So obviously not everybody who has bought it has finished the season. You only get on the leaderboard if you get to the end of a season, but it's less than 400 people.
I'd love to know how many they've sold. They'll never tell us that, would they?
I would suggest they've sold less than 500 based on that.
Yeah, I mean,
so I can't imagine there's many people who would have bought it because it's the most expensive version you've ever been able to buy. No one's ever paid 40 quid for this game before. So you'd have to be me or Miles are probably the two people who've spent 40 quid on it and then not played a full season, would be my guess.
So
everyone else,
402.
Yeah, everyone else who's spending that money is playing that game.
And that game came out on launch, didn't it?
That was launch day, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, as we talked about at the time, it's not exactly a game that is targeted at the early adopter, techie, nerdy gaming audience that Stadia was targeting at the time. It was the Football Manager people would be when the service is free, you can buy the game for 40 quid and then play it on your Chromebook or your telly or your phone. At the moment, it's 160 quid to do that because you have to buy the service as well.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's 40 quid, then you'll get a few more people jumping on, I should think.
I'm sure the answer's no, but have they... I'm pretty sure the answer's no, but have they done any kind of thing with... I don't know what I'm trying to ask here. Could they not have just given us access to Stadia as like a desktop PC to do other stuff on as well? Like, say Pab was trying to edit the podcast and instead of using his laptop, he used theirs and it rendered quicker or whatever, YouTube videos, whatever. It's weird that they haven't just made it a desktop as well as to make.
Well, there are services out there that exist like that, aren't there? But
yeah, there are.
Stadia's
Like yeah, that's what I mean. I'm saying you'd think that Stadia would have had that feature because there are tons of services like that out there. They could have just cornered that. It would have given them a bit more test stuff. And Google love hoovering up data. I'm surprised they haven't just given us a little desktop of our own to run with 120 cores. Imagine Excel running with all that. I know we have Google Docs, but I don't know. It just seems odd they've not just done that while we're not gaming because the games are too much. If you'd given everyone a free desktop computer in the cloud, then they'd all have probably bought the odd game on it because they'd have been using it more often. You'd have had like my mum using it to browse Facebook with 200 cores at her disposal just to read her messages. But I don't know, Farms with Friends, whatever it was, Farmville. That could have really stepped up its game if Google had thought a bit bigger. I don't know. Maybe they've got that planning.
So what you're telling me is Google have ruined Farmville?
They have. Is that even still a thing? I don't even know.
Probably.
I don't know what this Facebook is that you speak of. It sounds like a social media thing that I obviously don't get involved in.
I don't get involved in it, really. I'm just assuming people are still on it.
Anna! What games have you spent the last month or so playing? What's been your best game in the last month? You got a PlayStation VR for Christmas. Have you talked about that in the podcast yet? I don't think you have. Would you like to tell us about PlayStation
that's
VR?
That's too much information. Oh my god, be quiet.
I'm sure she's spoken about it. I'm sure, because I wouldn't know otherwise, because Anna never speaks to me if we're not on the podcast.
Best game I played since Astrobot on the VR.
What on earth is Astrobot?
It's like a VR
robot?
game. And you're a little tiny robot that lives in your controller, and it pops out, and you go to worlds and have adventures and rescue other bots, and then they fly into your controller. It's very snazzy and excellent, and a little bit sick-inducing at times because I'm not used to it. But I do like that. I've also visited. Not Skyland.
You mean
Skyrim?
Yeah.
Skyland. I can't think of the word.
Not Sky Sports, Skyrim.
I went there. I had a look at the dragon. I was like, I've played this before. I'm not a Skyrim. I can't keep going back to that game. It's not Fallout.
It is. It's Fallout with dragons. That's exactly what it is.
Shouldn't you be plugging in that camera you offered me back and then shouting at the dragons? No, but you should be using it and shouting at the dragons.
But if I have a camera now, I don't know if that's a thing. If you can shout at the thing.
I thought that was the whole point, wasn't it? They enabled it so you could just be like, show ra dooby doo, and it'll just whatever it does.
I don't know that one would work, but
I think
try
it. I think I've seen that and heard that. I need
What,
to put
the
it on
specific shout Sheepdog just did? You've heard.
No, not that. But if you do one of the shouts in the game, it will use it.
Kev needs to film you standing up to a dragon, just like trying to.
Well, that was on the original version on the Xbox. It worked with Kinect, didn't it? You could just do the shouts.
I don't know. I didn't really do a Kinect Skyrim. I will not play Resident Evil in VR. Not
you
a
will.
chance.
I want to film you playing it.
Not a chance. I played that like normal, like how you would normally. And no, that game just.
I don't get how people want to be scared.
No,
like that.
I used to love it. I used to love horror games. It was the best. Now I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't put it on. Like I got the Resident Evil 2 last year, and ever since that, was it Mr. X turned up? I turned it off. I couldn't cope. Couldn't cope with it. And I want to get the new one that's coming out in February, which I believe is Nemesis. But apparently, the Nemesis is more relentless than Mr. X, and I can't work with that. I just can't. The fact that something's after you and the way you go is blocked. Oh no, I can't. So I won't be playing that. I played the golf. Again, not a fan. It's odd because I can't stand up in VR because I want to fall over. Because this happened when I went to EGX and we had time with it, and I did the Batman thing, and I was standing, and I felt, and I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't moving, but I felt, because I was standing up, I felt very sick because of everything that was moving around me. And then when there's like a lift bit and you go down, and that was it, I nearly hit the floor. I can't be doing with that. It's very weird, but I didn't like it, and it's very aimed at men. Like it.
What do you mean by that?
It's like they're very like, I don't know, anime girls, and I'm just like, this is a bit icky. I don't like the way they're chatting to me. I'm not interested in looking at girls in skirts. Just that's not for me. It's just, no, thank you. I'm good. What else is on there? It's 5 games. So
Everybody's Golf.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Everybody's Golf. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I can't see Astrobot, Res, Everybody's Golf, Skyrim. I'm sure there's another one there, but the box in the other room.
It's the PlayStation Worlds thing, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that with the. It's like you've got like you're in a tomb with different worlds that you can go into. I've done the shark one.
It's
that
good.
Shark one's not fun.
You not enjoy that?
No, it was good for what it is, but I'm not a fan of a shark attacking me.
Please tell me you were filming that,
Oh my
Kev.
god. Kevin wasn't here. Kevin went out. Like, I remember I was like, I'm going to go in the shark, and then he went out, and I was like, oh, no. But no, it's fun. Like, I don't know.
If you played
it's not something I've wanted, but now I've got it. It's like, okay, I can get on with this.
If you play the what's it called? The bank heist, is it something like that in that PlayStation Worlds?
I put that on, but then Kevin came in and started talking to me, so I turned it off. So I have not been back to that. But I have a picture of me holding two Move controllers. I found one of them, so I know I have another one somewhere. Because I was looking for oh, I'll just buy another one because I've got one. They are so expensive.
Yeah.
I paid like 20 quid for mine when they came. Like, I literally got them on the day they came out. It won on the PS3, and then they've never really been used. Like, I played a few games with it, but not a lot. So I know I've got 2. I just don't know where they are in the 8 years I've lived here.
Yeah, you kind of need them for a lot of PSVR games. It's much better with the actual the ones.
I've not. Yeah, like Astrobot, yes, you can use your controller. I don't think that is. I forgot what they called. The ones? I forgot what PS
Move controllers. Yeah, I don't think they are. I think that is a controller game, and I think you can play Resident Evil with a controller. But golf and what have you, and stuff like that is probably better with the actual Move controllers. Yeah, definitely.
So I've got one. I've seen that you can play Beat Saber with one, but it's recommended that you play with
I'd use two. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I need to find.
That's a good game for exercising with that one.
I know. That's why I want to.
That one will wreck you.
But I've just been putting on games, playing them for a day or two, and then just putting them down. So I played like Division for a little bit. Then I played some Yakuza for a little bit. Not even. I don't even care. I just want. I need to find something to grab me, but nothing is. So instead, and then I played like some Fallout 76, some Witcher. I've done like the first.
Did you get in on that with everyone else with the program?
I only watched the first one, but I thought, no, I haven't finished this yet. The thing was, like, I was going through it, and I got the DLC when it came out, and I thought, well, instead of finishing the game, I'll go and do Blood and Wine.
Wine, yeah.
Because I played the other one. I played the one where I played that. That was excellent. And I thought, okay, I can get on, but I'll go to this one where you go to a different like area, and it was lovely until I got to the last boss, and I can't kill him, and now I'm stuck.
I see that for that. I think I did exactly the same, and I feel like I either turned the difficulty down and watched a video. I might have watched a video just to say I don't know what I did it that many times, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what is meant to be happening here, and so just watch a video because the ending's worth it anyway.
Right, okay.
So good.
Because I want to finish it because I got really far. I went on a boat and I found things and saw things. I was like, oh, this is really interesting.
I'm curious to see how that ending happens with you because as far as I remember, the ending is kind of like it's like a bookend to the entire thing, and I'm wondering if certain characters there and certain characters aren't there based on your ending of the game, of the main game. So I'm curious to see how that will turn out. No,
but I can't kill the end boss in that DLC. I just can't do it. I can get I think it's like a 3-part stage thing.
Yeah,
I can get through the first part, but then the second part he is fast.
Yep.
I just can't do it. And it's bugging me because I was trying to go back on saves. I thought, well, if I get to a save before, because I can't get out of it neither. It's
you just load straight back into the boss fight. Yeah.
And I thought, I'll go back. And even going back, they're all just auto saves up to there, and I can't get out of it. And it's really bugging me because I put a lot of time into The Witcher, and like I love it, and I love the second one that I got. I love this one, but I can't get out of that, and it's annoying because I really want to finish it, but I don't want to put all the time back in the game because that was 2016 that came out. That's a long time. 2015. So yeah. That was like 5 years ago now, and I because of that stupid fight I can't get out of. I can't finish the game, but I played the Griffin bit again. That was fun, and then I went to the main map and I was like, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing or why, so I turned it off. Like Fallout 76, I just started a new character. I don't know why. I did the first starting area again. And then I turned it off. I'm in one of those moods, and it's annoying. Like this week, I've been playing Persona 5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I was.
Do you think it's because all the new announcements are coming out? It's affecting, like they're talking about the new gen.
There is nothing though. That's
nothing new's coming out, but they're talking about the PS5 and the Xbox coming out, and I keep seeing it pop up and thinking it seems too distant to be worried about, but it's making stuff now seem less exciting. I was just having a flick through because I think there must be something I've forgotten that I was reading about, and it is like, I just put game news, and it's all just coming up, like GTA 6 and the new Batman game and all of this, and it's like, I don't know, there's just loads of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's like this. I think 98 Days is when when Cyberpunk comes out, so I want to have a look at that, but I can't get deep into that because I've got my dissertation to write, and it's just like, oh my god. And gaming is like my getaway from being a mom and being a student and being a Kevin carer.
That's why I got into podcasting, to get off being Kevin's carer and being a student and being a mum. And
but I look at my thing. I've got Persona 5, and I only put Persona 5 on because I told Kevin that Persona 5 Royal was coming out. We watched the trailer. I was like, oh, I actually like that game. I should go back to it. So I started it again.
Which meant I had to pre-order the special edition of Royal. This is now going to be £160 I've spent on Persona 5 across the 2 releases, which is absurd.
It is absurd. But
that makes me feel better about sinking another 50 quid into these Pokemon games now you've said that. Thank you.
But all I said, I go, oh, Kevin, it comes with a mask. And then we watched, I was like, I'll just put a trailer on because like, I don't see how they can re-release a game. And I was like, what is this? And it's because it's got a new character in it. And I was just like, is that it really?
And loads of new story stuff.
I
got a whole new semester at the school.
In 2020, you can't question how anyone can ever try and re-release anything, Anna, surely? Like, they might have added one new hat and it would have worked. It's 2020.
But, yeah, just flicking through a lot of things, just, ugh. But
why don't you go on something like Game Pass and just swim through it?
Because I go on that and I'm like, oh, I've played it.
You played them all to death, I imagine.
Played it. Like, I got Pillars of Eternity the other day. I was like, I've played this before. Like, I forgot about it, but I've played it before. And I'm like, just... And then I played, what was it? Last of Us. I played, like, the first couple of hours of that. Just...
Why don't you spend some time proving that you're better than Kev at Football Manager?
No. I'm not that bored.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that as a series. If you and Kev went head to head on Football Manager,
I wouldn't know.
Taking it in turns. Yeah, but he doesn't know what he's doing. It's absurd.
I would literally just press spacebar. That's all there is to it. I would do.
I know people who I referred to his channel who couldn't watch it because they didn't like how little he knew about the game, and this man's been making money out of it for years.
Yeah. But people watch him.
They weren't questioning the entertainment. They were just frustrated that he wasn't very good at it. And I was like, well, that's your problem, not his, because he's doing it for a living. But I want to see you humiliate him by being better than him at it.
Yeah, but I've done that. I've been out there and I've just gone, do this, this and this, and then they won. So
there you go.
I already am better than him.
They're 100% win record.
I have got 100% win because everything I said was the correct thing to do in his game. But gaming at the moment it's just a bit ugh. But I'm sure it'll pick up again, and I've got things that I should be doing. I'm just procrastinating because I don't want to do it. I'm like, I look at it and go, oh, you'll wait till tomorrow. I'll play Division or something, but it's only a few more months and then I have to join the real world, so ugh.
Real world schmeal schmold.
I'll just become a Kevin and just do vlogging about my life with Kevin.
Do it, it's fun.
Kevin come in today and told me about his Kevin muscle.
Haven't we already talked about that on the podcast?
I don't think we talked about it on the air. That was free.
Yeah, I've discovered a new muscle at the gym this week. It's between sort of the elbow and the forearm, and I now can't straighten either of my arms because I've discovered the Kevin's muscle, which is what I've coined. That's what it's called.
I think it has a proper name.
Yeah, Kevin's
probably
muscle.
Just his tricep.
No one else has ever found this muscle before.
I did it all the time.
Yours was like a 2-sep, and now it's your biceps and your triceps instead. Now it's become a tricep.
He's never, because of the action he was doing, he's never used that muscle.
Was it a unicep? You just had one muscle there that helped you just move your thumbs around so you could game, which is why you enjoy it so much, because all your arms could do. And now you have 2 muscles there. Soon you'll have 3. You'll coin the phrase tricep and feel like a genius.
Oh, it's so funny because he's like, my Kevin's muscle.
That just sounds like a euphemism. Don't talk about that again. Don't say that outside of this. We all know you. We know you don't mean anything pervy. But if you ask the lady
walking
at the
around
gym
the
to look at
changing
your
rooms
Kev
at the
muscle,
gym, going on about.
have you seen my Kev muscle? The thing is, if I'd have done that and called it my Richard muscle, it would have been even worse.
Who the hell's Richard?
A sheepdog muscle doesn't sound much better.
Oh, my cheeks hurt. I'm smiling.
What, because of sheepdog's muscle?
She's pulled a muscle in her teeth. She's got the hammer muscle.
I feel like I'm being mocked, even though this is a genuine medical affliction that I've got.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, it's so funny.
So, anyway, we will work back around the table again, because I imagine Pab has more to say other than just Stadia in a month. But I have also played a new video game, just the one in a month.
It's not Dr. Kawashima,
It's
is it?
Dr. Kawashima's brain training on the Nintendo Switch, and it is awesome. It's you remember how it was on the 3DS 10 years ago? It's exactly the same as that, just one screen now.
That doctor's such a con artist. Is he just got out of prison? Is that what it is? The doctor's
What he
come out
keeps
of
doing
prison.
all the way through, he's quoting one research paper about the 3DS version that said it was quite good, and he keeps putting these quotes from research about the game up there. And if you actually pay attention, he's always quoting the same paper.
It's so bad.
There's this one paper from 2013 that said, "Yeah, this is good for your brain."
That came with my DS, and I just felt like I was being taken for a ride. Like, do this little sum, and that makes you clever. And it's like, oh yeah, 1 + 1
I just like
equals
playing
2.
Sudoku, so I've
My
been
mum loved that game.
Yeah, Sudoku's brilliant, and I haven't played it for years.
Yes, for that.
Maybe you'll discover another Kev muscle once you've done a bit of that.
Wow.
What I've discovered is, compared to everybody who's on my friends list on Switch, I am particularly fast at mental arithmetic.
Yeah, but you're not fast at the other things, though, are you, Kevin?
No, I've got a brain age of...
You,
My brain age on just the mental arithmetic bit, I'm 20. I'm as young as you can get on that. I am as good as you can get at doing maths. The other stuff, I'm in my 60s. But if it's the maths stuff, I'm proper good.
So, when you start this game up, I'm not getting this wrong, am I? I literally turned it on, and it said, let's check your brain age. I went, all right, okay. Did it without any
Tell
training.
you were 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did that to both me and Andy.
I
think that's just everybody gets 80 to begin with.
Right, I was like, how the hell's
He's a con
80?
man. He's
I
back
felt
in
like,
prison.
yeah, does feel like a bit of a con now. Okay, that's makes me feel it better at least.
What is your brain age on it, Herb?
I've not checked it again. I'm going to check it every once a week. I'm going to do a week's worth and then come back to it and do it every week.
Have they updated the graphics so that he looks more like a person, or does he still look like
It looks,
he looks exactly the same.
It literally looks exactly the same. It's just on one big screen rather than two small screens.
That's just so you can't identify him in the street.
I don't think he's a real person, is he?
Oh,
is
yeah,
he a real
yeah.
person?
Blood on your hands, Kawashima.
Yeah, he's a real person. He's
Shouting at
a lecturer at a university in Japan, I think.
So why
isn't
haven't they used his real face?
They have. It's just all pixelated and janky looking.
But it doesn't need to be as pixelated now. Anna particularly enjoys the parts of this where I have to read out loud.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
What university is he a professor at? Like Bovine
He is
University
a university
or something?
professor, because he did say at the start of the thing, like, you know, Dr. Kawashima, such body at university, whatever.
Got a degree in art or something.
Well,
Well, he hasn't got a degree in, like, mind muscles, has he?
You're going to make me
Let's
look.
face it. Train your brain with Sudoku.
Art is still a degree, Sheepdog.
Have you ever met someone who's done Sudoku and become, like, president of the world because their brain got so strong? Like, Professor X isn't in the X-Men going, like, I was a level 1 mutant and I got to level 7 by just doing Sudoku every day.
I don't know, Sheepdog.
Sorry,
Just
I was just reading
silent.
about Dr. Kawashima now, just on his Wikipedia page.
Convict.
He
Dr.
has a
Kawashima.
Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Lives in a prison. Got out on day release to release his new Switch game, and now he's back behind bars.
You don't seem to be a fan of...
Ross Kemp should do a show about him.
What about Dr. Kawashima?
Yeah, he deals with all sorts of scum and villainy, doesn't he?
Dr. Kawashima's not scum, he's a lovely man.
He's a grade A villain. If he was in comic books, he'd be part of the Rogues Gallery. The Flash would be all over him.
I think he's a lovely man, and he's made a lovely game, and it's...
Taking you for a ride.
Well, the thing is, it's cheap. It was... How much did you say it was on CD keys, Anna?
£18.
£18 on CD keys, which, of
course,
course,
fees,
you can get through my CD keys link, which Pab will put in the description again, because he loves to do that.
Yep. Yeah,
one day I'll check that you actually do it, but I assume
do
you
it.
do. Oh,
you want to just send me a tenner, I'll make your brain stronger.
How?
Same way he does.
What, you're going to test me daily and give me Sudokus to do on my Switch?
I'll just send you sums to work out via text, and I will measure how quickly you reply to my text.
I don't want to reply to your texts. You send me enough texts already.
I'll come round your house at 4 a.m. and just blast a horn and say, clever people get up early.
That's my February challenge. Once I'm back on social media, I'm up getting early again.
You're a bit of a pain in the backside because you gave up Twitter like the day I culled the people I was following by hundreds, thinking I'm going to clean my Twitter. And then when I thought to myself recently, I'm going to start getting up at 5 every day just to see if I can do it. You're now going to get up at 4 every day, no doubt, and never sleep again. And it's like, stop it, because you're making me feel like the little things I'm doing to improve are not enough. You're like Dr. Kawashima. You're just
not
make
going
me feel
far
bad.
enough. What you need to do is start looking at what I'm doing and go one step further. That's the key. That's what I do with you.
You're preempting me. You're hearing me talk to Claire somehow. You've probably got a bug in my house.
I've got your house bugged. Have you got my house bugged?
No.
Exactly. That's where you're going wrong. Yeah, see? You knew what was happening there. You should have gone one step further, though. Not just say what I'm going to say. Do it in a more dramatic manner.
I just thought it was realistic for me to go to bed at 10 rather than midnight and get up at 5 rather than 7. That seemed logical, but you're expecting me to somehow make hours in the day up, and
I will be getting up at 5 and I will use that time to write a book.
Oh, shut up! That was part 2 of my plan.
Excellent. I'll race you to publication.
I'm like 3/4 of the way through one and I just want to finish it. That's the only time.
I'll start one on the 1st of February. We'll race to publication. Exactly. So, Dr. Kawashima gets 3 thumbs up from Sheepdog. And, Pab, what else have you been playing in the last several weeks?
Okay, so, I've done brain training. In the Steam sale, I picked up a little game called Islanders, which is kind of like a puzzle city builder. So what you do is you start off on a small little island, and you get given like 3 tile sets sort of thing of like houses, a monument, and a mansion or something like that. Let's say that, and you've then got to put these down somewhere, and wherever you place it, you get points for placing it in a certain area. So if you get more points for, say, putting it near the ocean or something, near the beach, so you get a higher value of house or something like that. And each like once you put them down, you fill up there's like a gauge on the left hand side where you have to meet a certain amount of points. You get say you put a house down, you get 9 points. You've got to reach like 25 points once you've put all these things down. If you reach that many points, you move on to the next set. You like comes up with a next set of like you can put like a factory down, or you can put a granary down, or something like that. And they have certain specific requirements, like say the sawmill. So that needs to be near trees. So you put it down near trees, and you get more points for putting it down near areas which benefit that building. And you keep doing this, and sometimes you get like a set of like say a factory or something like that, and it gets minus points for being near a town because it's not as the people don't like it there, so you get minus points for putting it near the town. So you've got to move it away from the town, and this like island slowly fills up and gets filled up, and until you. I think there's like a set number of like challenges, as it were. It's like before you can say move on to the next island. So it's like I say, it's kind of like a puzzle game where you're trying to fit all these buildings and different types of buildings in this little space, and then to accrue enough points to be able to move on to the next level, sort of thing, and then eventually onto the next island itself, because you just can't put anything else down. And then if you can't meet the requirements of like you can't like get enough points to fulfill that level, then that is the game over. You can't. It's game over there, and then that is your high score for that run, so to speak. It's just been, like I say, I played it for about 2 hours the other night, and it's just been a cracking little game just to kind of chill and mellow out to. It's just been.
What's that called again?
Islanders. Yeah, it was on Steam. Like I say, it was like £3 on Steam or something like that. It's not even. It's like £8 full price, and I got it for like £3. It was like I say, really kind of cool little game. It's like I say, kind of like a city builder, but mixed with like a puzzle game. So it's been fun, that one. And like I say, I'll just go back to that every now and again and just do a run on it or something like that, and do just like I say, just an hour or so, and I'll just get the fill of it and probably just calm down from raging on Apex, because I've been doing that as well, as always. But the other thing, speaking of going on runs, I bought a game and played a hell of a lot of the game called Hades. I've played so much Hades. It's probably the game I go to at the minute. So this is a roguelite, light. Let's go with light. Where you are the son of Hades, Zagreus, who is trying to escape the underworld. What am I thinking of? Come on.
Somewhere bad.
You know, like where
hell, basically.
Afterlife.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like that where
Just
Hades rules. You are trying to escape there, and to escape there, you've got to go through a series of like dungeons to get through it. And it's still in early access, so there's only like, I think currently like three main dungeons with like 3 bosses at the end of each, like one of each boss at each end of each dungeon. And what you do is you go into these randomly generated rooms, and they have enemies in there. You kill them, and you get like purple orbs, and they accrue up. They just build up over time when you kill enemies and not kill enemies. No, you get money for killing enemies. You accrue the orbs after completing a room, so to speak. And then to move on, you move on to the next room, and it usually gives you a choice of two rooms, maybe 3 rooms, and you can pick like orbs or money, or and this is where it gets interesting, because then you get like a god's power, so you can like you can speak to one of the gods, and they will grant you an ability, so that you then start gaining abilities. So say like your attack does poison damage, or when you dash, you block and deflect projectiles and stuff like that. And you just progress through it, and there's a shop in there every now and again that'll just pop up, so you can buy potions and different things. And you go through this, and then, like I say, you get to the bosses, and you get so far in the game, and then you eventually die. You will do, and if at first you will only get so far before you die. And then the only thing you lose is the coins that you make in the game. The coins that you spend in game at the shop. But everything else you keep. So your jewels that you keep, and the like purple orbs. I can't remember what they're called. But the purple orbs are used to upgrade yourself. So you go to the mirror in your bedroom when you come back, because you once you die, you kind of come back from the underworld. You kind of crawl out the bloodbath, like where everyone comes out of the gates of the underworld, and you come back in, go to your bedroom, and you go to your mirror, and you can upgrade like health and damage and all this sort of thing. You can do all these different abilities that you upgrade with the purple orbs. The jewels you'd end up use to upgrade like refurbish the afterlife sort of thing itself. So you're collecting multiple currencies and doing all different things and getting more and more powerful. And yeah,
It sounds like they've taken the story of like I had to Google the name Orpheus, who tries to walk out of hell. You probably heard of it, where he's gone there to save his wife from being dead, and the game is the story he's trying to escape hell without he can't look back at his wife, or they both get stuck there. It sounds like they've taken that story and done it about Hades' son instead.
I don't know how the story's come about, but it's very, very good. And there's loads of dialogue, and there is an actual storyline in the game. It's not fully in there right yet now, but there's so much stuff in there. There's so many people to talk to. It's from the people who made Bastion and Transistor and other games like that, and it's so good. Such a good game. It's amazing looking, and it's such an interesting game to just talk to all these different gods. They'll just pop up every now and again to offer you an ability, and there's like a big like paragraph of dialogue. They'll have a chat with you and stuff like that, and it's just been the only game that I've been playing recently. I mean, you do a run, and initially you do it, and your run might last you 10-15 minutes, and then I'm doing a run now, and it'll last me at least probably between 45 minutes and an hour. I'm consistently getting right to the end boss now, I think, which is Hades. Spoilers, but it's not really much of a spoiler, to be fair. You'll eventually get to Hades, and you have to fight him to get out, but I can't beat him. He's currently too difficult for me, so I have to do some more runs, keep upgrading my abilities, my weapons, and all these different things. And yeah, it's just really cool game. It's got a lot of charm to it. Like I say, it's people who made Bastion sort of they know what they're doing when they come to storytelling, and like it's really
just
cool.
Thinking now, I also played a while back Dante's Inferno, which again is going through hell and fighting
Dante's
the devil
Inferno. Wow,
yeah,
that's for some people who have been doing the 365 challenge, whoever it is, to do, because
yeah. I was just
one of the early ones.
First, I thought of the story that I remember being taught about at school, and then I was like, "No, I've played a game that's this exact story." And then I realised it was Dante. Yeah, that was a great game. Escaping Hell was a good premise for a game. Basically, you've got me intrigued.
It's so good.
Hades, yeah. Did you say it was Steam
It's on early access. I think it came to Steam just before Christmas, but it's been on the Epic Store. I mean, I got it on the Epic Store because there was a big sale on, and you got a £10 gift voucher type thing over Christmas. So I used that to get it for like £7 quid, I think. Nice. But yeah, it's in early access. I think it's. And tell you what's really good about this game is there's like a thing in the bottom corner of the page when you boot it up, and it says, "Here's the latest patch that we've put in." You can click on it and see what they've put on it, and it'll say, and it has like a timer on it. It says next. I think last time I checked it yesterday, it said next patch in 13 days, and there's a timer saying when the next update is coming, what the next content update is, and what is coming in this, and it's like every month. I think they do it. They're constantly updating the game. I think they're looking for like second quarter of this year to be done by. So it could be like what, April, May.
You just reminded me. You say it's on the Epic Store. I've got probably however many years ago I bought access to the Unreal Engine, and then they made it free, and they gave me like, I don't know, 50 quid credit on their store that I've never spent. So I might have to go and have a look and see if it's valid.
There's loads of stuff on there now.
I could be playing millions of games with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to set another alarm. I've got my alarm going off for whatever Kev said earlier. Probably use Stadia. Yeah, I've got the 11 o'clock Google Stadia alarm. I'll set a 11:30 alarm for check the Epic Store. Morning
give it a go. You can give it a go. There's loads of stuff in the Epic Store now, and you should constantly check it anyway, because they're constantly giving away free games.
I have a crummy laptop, so I'm limited, aren't I?
It's a good point. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, give it a look. Anyway, that's all I've been playing. Like I say, I've been playing that pretty much religiously, just doing a run a night, because it takes like about an hour to do a run now. So yeah, that's all I've been doing really.
Splendid. Is that a whole lot then? Has any more got any more?
I'm out of gin.
I think we're good.
Well, we will wrap things up there then. Just before we go, just a special well done to those of you who are making your way through the the 365-day MGP challenge.
6.
How many people are currently still competing? 6 people.
I know 366 days, but actually, yeah, there are 6 people. We had 8. One said they were doing it and then didn't do it past day 1. I think they probably listened and thought, crikey. And then 1 fell yesterday. They didn't stamp in yesterday, and I haven't had the heart to message them about it yet. I'm assuming they'll just notice. But the others are still going strong. We should say here, if they are listening to this, let us know, because it'll be interesting if they're still...
They'll let us know on like the 28th of December. Yeah, we were listening.
I want to know. I want to know by the 14th of January if they're listening.
Right, well, we will wrap things up there then. As with last week's, social media still doesn't exist, so don't be finding me there, because I can't see you. I don't know if anyone else is on any kind of social media.
Yeah, I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Mr. Illusion.
Yep, I'm at Pab 1986.
You bunch of rascals. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.